Hi, it's Shamara, your struggle queen. I hope everybody out there is happy and safe and just protected. I really do. I mean, so much chaos going on in the world, so much hatred, so much jealousy, so much envy, pain. It's just it's just hurtful to watch. And it's just like nobody really understands why. A lot of the times we don't think about the fact that our phones, we have the best technology, and these phones have AIs behind them. And this AI's job is to create an avatar, so to say, of you. And you're the product, and they get paid lots of money, these companies, to create this perfect avatar that can create a perfect persona of somebody who they can sell to. So it's all about how we can change your behavior and what you think and how you feel to create like almost like a impulse buying. I mean, it's just to the point where it's like the more you log on to your phone and you engage, they find videos to keep you engaged, whether it's false. They have these false videos out there that they throw on your timeline, and in the morning when you're going through YouTube and you click on those YouTube videos that they suggested, that's to keep you online as long as possible, because this is the behavior that they've studied of you personally. And it's all like a brainwashing, mind manipulating thing. Like the TV, that's a brainwashing mechanism, because it gives you images, and the brain perceives images better than it does words. So in that instance, it actually, if you see somebody on TV being violent and it's a certain race, then you're just automatically going to perceive that that race is violent. And that's just kind of how they keep us brainwashed and hypnotized. And unless you meet somebody and really understand their walk of life and what they went through, you really shouldn't judge based on what you've seen on TV. So my thing is, a lot of us don't think about the food that we eat. Now, the food that we eat is being made in laboratories. Now, I'm reading this book. It's called Sugar, Salty, Sweet, Fat, something like that. But it's a really good book, and I've been really into it lately. And it talks about these companies coming together that create, our products that we eat, like Kraft and, General Mills. And, it has all these name brand companies that make top dollars off of us purchasing their products. And they're literally having these meetings, and they're coming together and they're saying, hey, Americans are getting sick. Americans are obese. What are we going to do about this? Because it's clearly not the lack of exercise, it's the products. And these people, they hire food scientists to make these products, and they say, hey, they're literally at these meetings, they're like, hey, it's not our fault. We didn't tell them to consume our products the way they're consuming it, because they make it convenient for us because we're busy, and we have to work and we have kids to take care of, and we have so many duties that we're responsible for, so we always want to grab convenience foods. Even for our kids, we got to take them to dance practice and football, and just constantly on the move. And so it's easy to just grab a product and think that you're feeding your kids something that's going to give them some type of nutrition. But it's like these people are admitting that it's all about how much sugar they can put in it, or how much salt, or how much fat they can put in a product to keep you addicted and coming back for more, because it's all about how much money they can make. In Yoplait, they were competing with a product that had sugar in it, and it tasted really good, but they figured, how about we put more sugar in our product and put it in a tube and call it Yoplait and give it to kids? That's so sick and sad to me, because parents are buying this stuff and they're thinking they're giving their kids something healthy, and nobody's really paying attention to the names that sugar goes by. And you have sugar in there and you're like, oh, it only has this much sugar, but then there's like 5 other names in there that's also sugar, and then you also have carbs throughout the day that's turning into sugar. And our kids are obese, and they have diabetes now, and their bodies are shutting down and not able to fight off diseases, and they're getting vaccinated. And I mean, it's sad, and when I think and I go back to our ancestors, when people came over here from other countries, and started messing with the Indians with their food, the Indians were eating like nuts and berries and seeds, and occasional like lamb, goat, things like that, and they weren't eating a lot of it, and their appetites weren't plentiful, but they were always working, and they were building things all the time, and and their bodies were like working at maximum capacity, and they were really, really healthy. And then these people came over and they introduced this bread, and it was like a sweet bread, and it tasted so good. And they couldn't believe, like, they've eaten berries, and berries are really sweet, because like to somebody who hasn't had sugar, something like a berry is like so sweet. But because we've been eating this artificial sugar for so long, berries no longer taste sweet to us. So now we need, the added sugar. And that's what this addiction does. And it's like, these Indians were introduced to this bread, and then they started getting sick, and they started getting diseases. And then, they brought over their doctors, and then the doctors came in, and, it was like a profit, and these people were not sick before that. So this is what my book and my program, Fasting for Life, is all about. I need to get the word out that the body can heal itself. And the biggest job that your body will ever have to do, and I will say this over and over in every single video until people get this, is digestion. Digestion, literally, when you eat something, okay, from the time you eat it to the time it gets to your colon, it usually takes between 8 to 12 hours, depending on what it is. And so after that happens, it's sitting in the colon. And, it could take another, 2 days for it to actually leave the system. And it's usually undigested fiber, and things like that. And we can't, our bodies can't process that kind of stuff, and things that pass through that, that stomach acid didn't get to. And so, and it's just like, that's what the smell and everything is about with the stool. And, so I'm not going to get into all that. But like, what I want people to understand is, like, when you eat meat, a lot of meat, that stuff can sit in your colon for 5 days. Think about meat sitting on the counter, and think about your body temperature, 98.6. You think about the stomach acid. A lot of people have had surgeries, they take medication. Your body does not produce, the hormones and the acids and things that it's supposed to be produced naturally the way it's supposed to when you're under the influence of this poison, because medications are poison, and I work with a doctor, and I love the fact that he always told people that, medications are poison, whatever I prescribe you is going to have side effects. So what people need to understand is, when you go to a doctor for help, you're signing up for them to experiment on you, because, these medications are trial and error. The drug rep comes in, talks to the doctor, about this new medication they got, how it's supposed to benefit people, side effects, and if you can get enough people on this medication, you get a commission, and so the doctor takes this medication into heart, puts some patients on it, sees what it does, if it's bad, then, you got a good doctor, he reports back and says, hey, I'm not about to promote this, or, you got a doctor who's all about money. He's like, I got, 20 people on it, they ain't doing so well, but, where my commission check? So it's kind of like, you got to think about this. These people went to school, to treat your symptoms that you complain about. But these symptoms that you complain about, your body is like a machine, like a computer. And it get filled with viruses, and all this toxic stuff, and, bacteria, and, and plastic toxicity, and social media, like, and all this stuff is in your body. Okay. And it's causing like the shutdown. And it's important for us to detox. It's important for us to fast, and we're not doing any of these things. We're just stuffing the food into our mouths 3 times a day with some snacks. Some of us are on diets, restricting nutrients that our bodies need. It's sad, and when you actually start taking nutrition classes and start studying the mind, the body, and the soul as like a unit, and you really start understanding, what they're doing to the food supply and why our bodies are acting in accordance, with diseases. When you think about cancer, cancer is a word that they came up with, it's like a psychological warfare. They use these words, and it's like a hypnotizing thing, like, oh, cancer, oh, that's something that I don't understand, so I need to go to somebody who has researched it and went to school and who could teach me. But really what cancer is damaged cells. And these damaged cells, they've called them cancer. They group together, and they come together from the food that you're eating. It feeds them, and they become bigger and bigger, and they multiply and they multiply, and they're out of control. And it's just like, people don't realize that as long as they eat, they're going to continue to grow. So if you fast, your body burns these cancer cells for energy, like it's intended. When people were getting sick back in the day, they were not going to the doctors. They just didn't eat. And their body actually used whatever was like they were suffering from for energy and burned it, because this is all in damaged cells, radiation. Like, it's fun to have new technology. It's fun to create new things, but nobody really sits down and thinks about what it's doing to the body, how the body was created, and how things are affecting it as far as food and technology and, the environment that we live in, environmental toxins, fluoride, chlorine, just to name a few. It's just, we have to start researching this stuff, and we have to start fasting. We have to start understanding that all this food on Instagram and, the Burger King new, chicken sandwich, and, it all looks really good. That new pancakes, all you can eat, let me go grab that. It is killing us. Okay? It's not, the prescription is fasting. All right? Not to go to the doctor's office. You got to get this stuff out of your body. Your body is shutting down. And the more you do this to yourself, the more you torture yourself. And sugar is a drug, and it's just like any other addiction out there. That's why it's causing diseases. And that's why drug addicts are saying, hey, what makes you any different than me? You can't stop eating. So here I am telling you about fasting for life, because a lot of people don't know me, and I get that, so here I am putting myself on Front Street, letting people know the body heals itself. A lot of these people that came out to tell people this, are no longer with us. So let us know this, okay? Because I'm risking my life out here, and I really feel like that because, I was reading this. I'm not even going to get into it, but it was this article, and it was talking about brainwashing the Americans and how we got to keep them drugged up and confused. And, they can't know that the body heals themselves, and they can't know that, mental problems are really demons, and they was getting healed by priests back in the day, from these mental problems and stuff. And, that it's a spiritual warfare out here. And, so people got to understand that we are spirits inside of these dirt coverings, and inside of our spirit, we need to be nourished as well. And sometimes our spirit gets attacked. And everybody's spirit is not good, and you got to really, observe people and understand that, there's bad spirits out here that want to, attack your good spirit. It's not, flesh against flesh, it's spirit against spirit. Okay. So with that being said, it's important to fast because the food is poison, and it's affecting our spirits. It's affecting our mind, and it's affecting our body as a whole. And we can't think or focus or get anything done correctly until we start realizing this. So, again, fasting for life. Took me about 1.5 years to put all this information together, and I plan on just making it better. Thank you guys for listening, and more importantly, thank you for your support. Please share this video. Hit the like button, because that's important. Comment below. Let me know your, your trials and your tribulations when it comes to, medical errors, and, how you feel about, your 15-minute doctor's appointment being rushed and double booked, and you think you're going to get somewhere with as far as a cure, Tell me how you're feeling, because I've been there, and I feel like, when I suffered from cancer, I felt like nobody really understood me or my body. It was just all about a profit, So once I started to love myself offensively and get to know me and understand my body, I was able to heal myself. And I was able to heal myself from seizures. And I was able to heal myself from, obesity. And I was able to heal myself, from mental disorders, and I'm just at a whole new point in my life. I done been through a lot, and when I started fasting, my brain cells started being replenished, and I started researching it. It's the only time that you get new brain cells. All the damage is being done to our brains from things that we did in the past. It's time to fast, people. So remember, fasting for life is the cure. Thank you.